would like to welcome the mother of the groom, Annie Content.
So, good night. I'm going to read my speech because I am not fluent in English. And I have already drunk 2 or 3 cups of champagne from Tasmania. So, very dear Renaud, very dear Ella, Peter, Sandra, your family, and our friends. So Agnès, who is Renaud's sister, would have been delighted to take part to our ceremony, but her husband was not allowed to travel, and she didn't want to let him alone at home. So I want to let you know how happy we are to be here in Melbourne, Australia. Don't forget that we are French from Paris. So, but why, just a question, why are we here all together? Just because of love. Something we can't see, something we can't touch, but makes miracles. So one day, Renaud decided to come here in order to start a new life. Another day, he met Hela, and it all worked out. The perfect match, compatible, and still are. So this is why we are here in this wonderful place, just because of love. So once, Ella, you asked your parents and us, how did you manage to be still a couple after nearly 50 years of common life? 50 years. After a few seconds of mature reflection, we told you, when there is a storm, let the storm go. Take a walk in the garden, breathe slowly, and go back smiling with serenity. So, a wedding is not the only way to go to hell. But it is the best way to go to paradise. It gives you the feeling of being unique for someone. And this feeling is stronger than anything else. It is so strong that it gives you the strength to face any inconvenience of the daily life. So being unique is so important. So one thing I want to underline. We live in a world where walls built between countries and people become the way to resolve problems. I am happy that Australia and France live in an open space. Renaud was welcome, and a few years after his arrival, he got the Australian nationality. And last year, our little Madeleine was very welcome in the St. Cecile School, where she participated and shared the daily life of her new French little friends. So let this open space grow vaster forever from this day on. So we wish you, very dear children, a bright future, and the most important thing, the serenity of a sweet life with our 2 delicious little girls, Madeleine and Camille. I thank you.
Thank you, Annie. Dad, you're in trouble. So, Ella, have you got the stopwatch?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'd like to ask my father, Peter, to stand up and talk about Ella. You can stand back.
What's that? No, I'm right. I'm right. One little note. I haven't even said anything. There's a lot of humour already. Annie, thank you very much for those kind words. I think they were beautifully put, and I think everybody enjoyed the spirit and sentimentality. First word I'd like to say is I've been handed this rostrum, but there are two people that actually have taken my thunder. And Rita, the celebrant, I said to her after her speech, I said, "Did you take my notes, did you, Rita?" And she said, "Oh, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, you've said so much that I was about to say." So I've had to change my speech. I did get some inspiration, though, on the way here. I don't know whether the people that walked on the foreshore, there's a statue of Captain Cook. And what that reminded me of is this, is here we have a mixture of two major ethnic groups. I won't include myself, I'm neither, but French and English. And I thought to myself, when I was preparing my speech initially, that the French and English relation and history actually goes back a long way. I mean, we have a lot in common with France, even though we started off as a colony. So I then decided to research that. There's a famous French explorer who was very much enamoured with Captain Cook. Cook was was elder than Jean-Francois Guillot, Comte de la Pérouse. Comte de la Pérouse arrived in Port Jackson, in Port Botany, in Australia on the 26th of January, 1788. And I thought to myself, what's that date mean? And it's very, very interesting because about 50 miles further north, an Englishman landed by the name of Captain Arthur Phillip, and that's when he established the colony. So I thought to myself, here we are, down in Melbourne. I saw the statue of Captain Cook, and I thought about Renault and the qualities, because I did research on La Pérouse. He was a very, very famous French navigator, an incredible traveller. Louis XVI gave him a brief to go and discover, and he was hopefully going to arrive in Australia, but he was 18 years too late. And I thought to myself, well, if he'd arrived 18 years earlier, I'd be delivering this speech to you in French, and we'd be a French colony. That's the humour. Thank you. But the qualities that Renault has, and the beauty of this is that I've had some time over the last few years to get to know my son-in-law. Generally the case is that you don't actually have much time to spend with son-in-laws, and sometimes you think to yourself, God, has she made the right decision? But I can attest that the bride, my daughter, our daughter, has certainly picked the right man. Renault, La Pérouse was a great adventurer and traveller. He left Brest, which is on the west coast of France. Can you believe this? His ship was 500 tonnes. I was about to do some research to know the weight of a Boeing 747. But it wouldn't be that much difference. He travelled there from France around Cape Horn. Oh, sorry. I thought I was on his ship. So he travelled from Brest around Cape Horn, travelled all the way up the west coast of South America in a 500-ton ship. Incredible. Went all the way to Alaska, traded with the Inuits. He was loved by his crew. He traded furs with them. And where do you think he went? All the way across the Pacific to Korea and Japan. He traded there then with the Japanese and then travelled down to Manila, through the Pacific Islands, and finally arrived on the 26th of January in Sydney. So I thought, what an incredible man. And I thought to myself, well, look at Renault. So not all of you may know what Renault's travels have entailed, but let me just give you a brief summary. And there was a lot of adventure. I won't go into the details, Renault. You have given me some stories that I don't want your wife to hear. So, but well, yeah, but there are some things that there in Australia. Yeah, that's true. Well, in Australia we have secret women's business, you see, but we also have secret men's business. So, but Renault travelled. What, I've got to wind up, do I? Okay. Hurry up. Oh, okay. Let me tell you quickly Renault's sojourns, okay? First of all, he goes from Paris with Annie and Jean to Philadelphia. From Philadelphia, they go to Denmark. And this is with respect to you, Annie and Jean. It does sound as if they're in a caravan, but that's not the case. They did spend a considerable period of time between each. Because I'm limited on time, I'm moving very, very fast. From Denmark, he then went back to Canada. And I'm going to intersperse with this. La Perouse, of course, was a very, very interesting man. Not only was he a fantastic sailor, but he had an incredible interest in medicine, navigation, similar to Renault. So when he was in Canada, undertakes a Master of Science, then it progresses that to thinking, well, look, I might have to do some other things. So from Montreal, he goes back to another M, Montpellier, spends time in Montpellier, and then comes to Melbourne, where he does a degree, a proper doctor in bladder research. So I won't go into more detail about La Perouse. He's an interesting man. But now traditionally one talks about one's daughter, the bride, first before the bridegroom. But like many things, you save the best to last. I've actually walked my other daughter down the aisle, and it was very moving, and I'm known to drop a tear, but I'm holding them back this time. As I walked down with Ella there and saw all of you in the crowd, it's very different than when you go through a crowd with, when they're younger people, but when they're a little bit more mature like you are. I won't compare you to my age, but as I'm walking down there, I looked at her, and I think you all agreed, and I heard the ums and ahs. She is beautiful. She looked beautiful. But the other thing that really struck me as I looked at Ella standing next to me, I'm thinking, God, oh God, she's the mother of two beautiful children, and I couldn't believe how young and good looking she was. I of course, I have a certain bias there. But look, the other quick qualities, I don't have much time, but look, you all know... How am I going for time, darling?
3 minutes 50.
Is that all right? Just quickly. Oh, shit. But for Captain Cook, I would have been much faster. No, but I'm not going to hold up the chef for too long. Is that all right? But look, Ella is an incredibly organised lady. And I mean, the organisation that goes on, if they'd had her at Cape Canaveral, we wouldn't be on the moon, we'd be on Mars. She really would have organised it well. But I had one little note here, written on an old business card, and it was to do with when she and Renault met. And I was testing my speech with Camille and Maddie and sorry, I was testing my speech with Maddie and Camille, you see, and Camille says, you know, she said, why the 14th of, I said, the 14th of February 2009, what an incredible date. Pourquoi, grand-père? I said, Camille. And Maddie says, oh, un moment, grand-père. Dieu merci. Ils se sont rencontrés le jour de la Saint-Martin. Ta. Which to translate that is, didn't you know, Grandad, that they got met on St. Valentine's Day? So what a romantic start to a beautiful marriage. Reno, I hope I'm going to be here when your children reach 21, but I know with your and Ella's upbringing and your understanding and love for one another, you'll pass that on to the children. It's a tradition, Reno, for fathers-in-law to pass on wisdom. And Ella, yours is coming in a minute, don't worry. A man, Reno, who gives in when he's wrong is a wise man. A man who gives in when he's right is a happily married man. I think the married men here certainly applauded well there. For you, Ella, quickly. When you want something, ask for it. Oh, what's that? Oh, sorry. When you want something, ask for it. Don't forget that men aren't really good with hints. I'd like to propose a toast to the bride and the bridegroom. May you have many happy days. I hope your friends are going to be with you to enjoy those. Vive la France. Vive Ella.
On schedule, everyone.
Where are we?
Thank you. Hi, everyone. We're going to have a very important bundle of speeches now. I'd like to ask Jean-Hugues to the lectern, and then Pepe, you will follow, followed by Renaud, and then the bride Ella.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you. Now, first, I would like to apologize because to everyone because I'm going to speak English. So, wow. Sorry for my accent. Now in English. Sure. Renaud, my friend, Renaud. It's a special day for you and for Ella, but for me too. I know you for over 40 years. I have in my head pictures, a lot of pictures, when you are a child, a teenager. A great moment we've done together. Good remember. I'm not going to speak of the remember because I'm your friend, so I don't give you secrets. After you live in many countries, you are a voyager. You go in all over the world, France, Canada, United States, Denmark, Australia, sorry. And maybe I miss 2 or 3 other countries, I don't know. I don't remember all. It should be easy to lose contact, but you are a man who never forgets your friend. Yes. With your... you always reconnect contact with a special way. Hello, I am in France for 2 days. We go out tonight. I'm going tomorrow. and after you live again in another country. You never like the convention and the rules. I remember your no-conformist speak, but in reality you are always thinking others. You have human qualities that few people have. Well, I'm proud to be your friend, I'm proud to be your best man. Thank you. 10 years you live in Australia, and I understand why. You stop you around the world. The reason is called Ella. You got the love and build a family. I'm so happy for you, and I wish you a lot of happiness to both. In French, tous mes vœux de bonheur, and if I have a glass, we can, everybody says, thanks. Tous mes vœux de bonheur. Where? Thanks. Can understand.
Thank you, Jean-Luc. The next speaker is Ella's oldest and dearest friend. I think Chloe and I have spent our life with Pepe and Ella at our feet. Pepe's bound to find information that Ella won't want said.
No, definitely. Definitely not. No way. No way. No. Mesdames et messieurs, bonsoir. Ella et moi sont devenus des amis instants en CM2. Elle, comme moi, a une immense passion pour le sport, s'amusant sans cesse, épiant notre superbe professeur de français gay, prenant des places avant dans toutes ses classes. Nous rêvions toujours de vivre en France et déposer en français. Jamais pensant, même pour une seconde, que ça pouvait effectivement devenir une réalité. En effet, nous avons réussi à vivre en France pendant une partie de notre vie. Mais un seul d'être nous a pu accrocher un français. I'm trying. Ella est une vraie amie, une amie pour toute la vie, toujours fidèle, toujours attentionnée, toujours digne de confiance. Je suis verrée d'être à tête coûtée aujourd'hui. Je vous souhaite, Renaud et vos deux magnifiques filles, une vie de bonheur, de compréhension, de loyauté et d'amour. Ella, tu es une vraie amie. Félicitations. Okay, so now in English. And with a lot more detail this time around. Okay, so my very first memory of Ella was in Year 6 by a large brown garbage bin. I just started at a new school. It was term 3. It was a school by the name of Ascombe, a very well-to-do ladies' college in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. I remember really well this gorgeous girl with the most amazing long blonde thick hair standing beside me waiting to put her rubbish in the bin. She tried to say something to me, but to this day I have absolutely no idea what she tried to say because she suffered from a terrible stutter at the time. I, as I tend to do, spoke before thinking and responded so rudely with what? And then quickly followed up with, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was so ashamed of myself, and all I could think of was this girl was never going to speak to me ever again. However, in true Ella style, my very thoughtless jab didn't affect her, and we became instant friends. She, like me, was hugely into sport. We played high-grade hockey and touch football together throughout all our senior years. We were both very competitive, and really nothing much has changed. We loved having endless fun at sleepovers, laughing together, and perving on our gorgeous gay French teacher, Monsieur Einstein, taking front seats in all his classes and batting our eyelids endlessly at him. However, our love for him changed in, I think, sixth form, which is year 12, when he gave us both a Saturday detention for something we both thought was completely unfair. Seriously, it was unfair. And at Ascom, getting a Saturday detention was the absolute worst of the worst. We always dreamed of living in France and marrying a Frenchman. Not that we ever thought for even a split second that it would actually become a reality. It's funny how the world works. We both did in fact live in France for part of our lives, but only one of us managed to snag the Frenchman. Ella is a true friend, a friend that many people wish for all their lives. One who finishes your sentence for you, one who never wavers from your side, forever loyal, forever thoughtful, forever trustworthy. You don't need many friends in life when you have one as special as you. I am honoured to be standing here today alongside you, Elle, as you once did for me. I can proudly say that I will always be your friend. I wish you, Renaud, and your two gorgeous little girls. Now's not the time to take photos. Okay. I can proudly say that I will always be your friend. I wish you, Renaud, and your gorgeous two little girls a lifetime of happiness, understanding, loyalty, and love. You are a true friend in every sense of the word. Thank you for everything you have brought me, and congratulations on this wonderful new chapter in your life.
Renaud, don't sit down. You're up. Yeah. Would you mind being upstanding for the groom?
So I'll do it in English. With my apprentice, I'm a French bogan, for what I've heard. So yeah, first of all, there was a couple of people we forget that are from other part of the world, like Argentina and Congo Republic. Thanks, Peter and Annie and Pepe and Joel for your lovely speeches. I don't know what to say except thank you. It's not that easy when you write everything down. Yeah, Peter, thanks a lot for comparing me to James Cook and La Perouse. They both died in a very tragic way. So hopefully won't happen to me. Thanks for the Helen family for having me here in Australia. Thank the Aussie people. Maybe some of you know, living in another country is not easy to adapt. A friend of mine always said to me, always drink the water of the country. Even though you get diarrhea for a while, you'll feel better after. And that's why I have chosen an Aussie girl. And I'm very happy. It's an expression from Senegal. And I'm very, very happy that I married Ella. Some of you know that I met Ella in a bar. For her, my French accent was the thing that she liked about me, even though she didn't talk to me. For my part, is that, well, we'll see a bit of culture here. Who knows Once Upon a Time in the West? Nobody knows this movie? Yeah. No, not really. It's an Enrico Morian movie. There's two famous scenes to remember this movie. One is the guy catching the fly with a gun, and the other one is when Claudia Cardinal appears in the movie. And that's the effect I got when I saw Ella. She had the eyes of Claudia Cardinal and the rest that comes with it. So I'll go and check the movie. Unfortunately, there's a lot of myth about French guys. One of it is romanticism. Yeah, unfortunately for Ella, after 9 years living together and 2 babies, she realized that, like any other man, I fart in bed. I've renamed the Dutch oven the French oven because of the cheesy smell. I make my homemade yogurt. And I'll stop here for that. The other myth is when Ella met me, she thought that I just finished my PhD. Unfortunately for her, I just started it. So it means 3 years and a half of stress for her and living on a PhD student payroll. And she's been very, very courageous because Luciano is here. You know that when you have a PhD, you get very, very stressed. And I'm pretty sure you, me, can confirm this. The other myth is that, often we say that the girls, when she gets marry her husband, as a matter of fact, she marries her father. It's a bit of a Oedipian complex. Yes, it's true that Peter and I, we got common things. We are both have a big nose. Though I think Peter's is a bit bigger. We both handymen, We like building a natural swimming pool, making the concrete. Hopefully, we'll see this one day, this swimming pool, because it's been 2 years in the making. We also like both the Maximo Dutti. It's a European brand, fits perfect our sexy and slim body. But I think that's it, have a PhD, 3 masters, and a Bachelor of Science, and you just have a lawyer degree. So I still have more hair than you have. I speak the French language, the language of love. You speak the German language, which is, I think, the language of efficiency, and yeah. And again, I want to thank Sunny and Peter, but also the rest of the Helen family. They have welcomed me very, very, very warmly in their family. And apparently now I'm officially a descendant of Rob Roy, who was a Scottish guy. You probably have seen the movie. So it means I'm officially allowed to wear a kilt, which I'm very happy, so I don't have to wear any underwear. Which some of my friends will understand what it means. Anyway.
What kind of oven is that?
You know. Era. So I promised myself that I won't say anything about your temper. I'm surprised nobody told the story about the cops and Era screaming in the street. But you can ask Peter, he tells the story better than me. Now, it's going to be difficult for me because, when you get married in France, usually you have lovers. Like François Mitterrand, François Hollande, Sarkozy. We're all very good with lovers, but I made a promise, so... living with Ella, it's quite interesting. Very interesting, It's your life is really, really not boring at all, And like Annie said, you have to learn to go through the storm. Interestingly, in our couple, I'm the one taking a walk in the garden. Lucky for me, I got a beautiful garden. I grow beans, tomatoes, so I can go and talk to them. Even though I'm not allowed to plant any trees anymore in the garden. And there's, of course, when you live with someone, you have you get commandments from the wife. So one of them is I'm not allowed to plant any trees. Despite having only a lemon tree, mandarin tree, orange tree, chestnut tree, almond tree, fig tree, blueberry tree. There's still other trees I like to plant, like a cherry tree, a mango tree. Anyway, some of the other commandments is like, don't talk to Ella when she's tired. Otherwise, it's not the storm you get, but the apocalypse. That's where I go to take my walk in the garden. Don't take all the Duna when you sleep. But I have pictures and prove that she does take the Duna when she sleeps too. So I could go on and go on, but it's very interesting to live with Ella. She's a very, very, very generous person. I think their friends will see that, and it's something I appreciate a lot in Ella. I think generosity is... No, I'm not finished.
I actually agree with you, Renaud.
I'm going to take more time than Peter. For once I can talk, because in the Ellen family, they cut often people when they talk. Apparently it's a French trend, but I can prove to you it's also another trend. But coming back to Ella, it's your generosity, the way you behave with your children. I mean, they love you. You're a wonderful mother. I have to admit, I didn't put it in the vows because I don't think I'll be able to keep my promise. But I'll try to cook a little bit more often dinner at night. You're a very, very cook dinner. You're a very good cook, very generous. And I'm very, very happy that I married you, and the kids love you, and I love you, and hopefully we get a beautiful life together for a long time, because apparently we're going to live over 100 years old, so that's perfect. And that's it. Thanks.
Okay. Come on, Ella. Would you please be upstanding for the bride?
Sit down, sit down. All right, let's see if I can hold this together. All right, I'm really short, so let's get this in place. Oh, okay. Firstly, Renaud, I have a little speech from your sister. Oh God, someone give me a tissue.
Started yet.
What do I do? The roof of my tongue, okay? The roof of my mouth, yes, okay. Dear Ron, sorry, she translated it into English. I asked her for it in French, but she did translate it in English. Dear Ron, we could tell a few anecdotes about you, sending you some cheese or Belgian beer, thanks to our parents, but I'm sure that Mum wouldn't want to travel next to an old Mariole. So we preferred to send you these words today, so you know that we are at your side on this important and wonderful day. We'd love to be there today, but we hadn't the courage to leave our great north of France. You surely understand that the rain, Momo's French fries and beer can't compete with the beautiful weather at the yacht club with food, drinks in abundance. And I won't be able to have the joy of showing Ella the poses that she taught me so I could take nice pictures. However, we perfectly understand that Ella and you prefer to marry in Australia, to our good old north of France, and we know that you won't hold our absence against us. And last but not least, Juan, your nephew, your niece, and their future halves, as well as us both, wish you all the world's love on this day. Let it grow every day. All our best wishes. Thousands of kisses to our two little kangaroettes, who we are sure shine today in their amazing gowns. With love, Agnès, Daniel, Morgan, and Vincent. Hold it together. Okay, good. So, firstly, and most importantly, thank you all so much for being here today. It's really incredibly special for Renaud and I to have you all here, so thank you. Can you hear me okay? All good. A few people specially to thank. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk for hours. I'll be nice and short and sweet, hopefully. Sky, my cousin, who's here from LA, thank you. My friend Anina, who's here from LA, thank you very much. Ali, who's here from Doha, thank you, Ali. Jimmy, who came back from the US, thank you so much, Jimmy. Sheree and Lee, who are here from Byron, thank you. Luciano, who flew back from Argentina, thank you very much. And of course, if I haven't forgotten anyone, I'm really sorry, it's just way too much today. Anyone else who's come from overseas, thank you very much. All the French people, thank you so much for being here from France. And Annie and Jean, we adore you and so happy you could be here today to celebrate this day. To my beautiful bridesmaids, Chloe and Peppy, I could talk about you girls for hours, but I want to hit the dance floor, to be honest, so. But I do love you both dearly. Everything has run like clockwork today. Those girls have taken care of so many things this week. I don't even know what's gone on because everything's just run like clockwork, thanks to Chloe and Peppy. I love you both dearly. I'll start crying, so I'm just going to say thank you. So thank you very much for being my bridesmaids. To my brother Roland, thank you so much for being a wonderful MC. I love you also dearly. To Jean-Eudes, merci de fond de cœur, merci de fond de cœur pour avoir fait le voyage depuis la France afin d'être parmi nous aujourd'hui. Cela nous touche énormément. I do love my bridesmaids, but there's a few special people I need to thank. To my bitches. To Kat Swift, Kath Sheen, Kate McDermott, Kate Robinson, Sheree Hunston, Sam Blackstone, and Nina. You're my girls, you're my everything, and thank you for being amazing friends to me, as well as all our other friends here. Thank you very much. To those girls, I adore you. To my good friend, Johnny Hislop, thank you for your friendship. Oh, calm. You've been like a brother to me since I moved to Melbourne. and a very good friend to Renaud. So thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to hold it together. Thanks, buddy. This is the worst part. Jesus, to my parents. Okay, whew, hold it together. So I know I was confused. My mum's in a beautiful blue dress. My aunt is in a lovely green dress. Just so you're not confused, Mum's Sandra in the blue, Marcia in the green. Mum and Dad, you are my life, my heart, my soul. I love you both dearly. I love you both so much that nothing I ever say today will be enough. But I will say thank you. Thank you for putting up with me when I was younger. I won't go into details, but I was naughty. I was really, really naughty. My entire family can attest to that. But you were both there, always loving me, always supporting me, always being there through it all. God only knows the stress I caused you both. Hours of stress, going to doctors when I was sick, in the hospitals, going through school life. I was sick and stressed and speeches because I was with my stutter and speech therapists and keeping you up all night worrying because I was going out partying all night of the hours and then lying about it. You've been loving and supporting me through all of it, so thank you. Thank you both for working non-stop, whether it be full-time. Sorry if I'm talking too fast. I need to Thank you both for working non-stop, full-time or shift work, getting up at 3 a.m, even in this day in your 70s, and ensure that Roland, Chloe and I had the best education and life humanly possible. You've given us so many opportunities. We've travelled the world as a family. We've had a loving home and the best life any child could have ever wished for. I've been gone from Sydney for 11 years, but we are still as close as ever. I love our chats on the phone, or little letters in the mail, or our emails together. And even though I live interstate, you are always both in my heart. Thank you also for welcoming Renaud into our tight-knit family. He loves you both nearly as much as I do. And thank you also, lastly, for waiting so patiently for your last daughter, 6 years to get married. So, thank you. Thank you for your patience. I'm finally married. All your kids are done. Thank you very much. Annie and Jean, merci beaucoup. Thank you for welcoming me into your family with open arms. I love you both dearly, and I'm so happy that Renaud and I, Camille and Madeline, have you both in our lives. Madeline and Camille adore their granny and pap. We are sad that Agnes, Danielle, Vincent and Morgan and Manon cannot be here today, but we look forward to celebrating another wedding we hopefully will have with all our friends in Saint-Cécile when we are next in France. And to my husband, I've waited 6 years to say that. 6 years. And it sounds good. Mon mari. From the moment we met, I knew you were for me. You captivated me the minute I laid eyes on you. And over the past 8 years, you've challenged me, frustrated me, but loved me, and taught me and improved me. You've calmed me and shown me unconditional love. We have had differences of habit and language that have challenged us, but it never, ever have blocked our path, but instead made us a stronger couple. You are, as cliche as it may sound, the best father in the world. I'm so lucky, I'm so lucky to have you as the father to our children, and they are so lucky to have you as their papa. I couldn't fault you as a father to Madeline and Camille, because their eyes light up whenever you enter the room. You were born to be a dad, and I'm so happy we are taking that path of parenthood together. Sorry. Constantly learning from each other along the way. I had a few promises, though, I'd like to tell you, and hopefully I can stick to them. I promised Mon Amour to try and enjoy hiking in the bush, but this is going to take a long, long time. I promised to continue to drag you on the dance floor, to dance with me, even though you may be kicking and screaming, no, I don't want to dance. I promised to let you watch the French news non-stop. Tout le jour, tout le temps, the French news, tout le temps. I also promise to let you listen to terrible 80s music. Maybe I won't be in the house, but you can listen to 80s music. I promise to let you plant one more tree. Wait. Wait for it. One more. Oh, hang on, actually. Oh, wait, one? Didn't you get one fig tree last week? Oh, yeah, you did. So that's none. No. You can have one more. A cherry tree. That is it. Cherry tree. Okay? And then we're done. No more trees. All right. I also promise to not spend all our money when I go shopping in Paris. But as Annie knows, the shopping in Paris is so good that it's a very difficult task. I promise to go horse riding with you in Mongolia, as long as you come to Africa with me. As in Africa, there are tribes. And for those of you who know Renaud well, you will know that he has an obsession with tribes and clans. Anything from the clans of Scotland to the Native American tribes of Brazil or Africa. He really loves tribes and clans. Summer? Most of you know that my dad's side of the family is from Europe. And I know that had my Oma been here today, she would have absolutely adored you. But what you may not know, and what Renaud did touch on earlier, is that my mum's side of the family can be traced back to the famous McGregor clan of Scotland, made famous by the movie Braveheart. So today, mon amour, if you come up here with me. No. I would like to welcome you officially. Just stand to the side, darling. Just so we, can do this thing. Anyway, today, mon amour, I want to officially welcome you into the McGregor clan. And this is a small wedding gift for you. It's the tartan sash of the McGregor clan, all the way from Scotland. And yes, I was going to get him a kilt, but I don't want him naked at my wedding. So, mon amour, you're the man I thought I would never find. The love of my life. I should hold this here so I talk to you. You're the man I thought I would never find. The most incredible father to our two beautiful girls, Madeline and Camille, and I love them more than you'll ever know. Thank you for putting up with me. Yes, I'm a control freak. Yes, I like my life very organised, but we are a great team, and I'm also glad we found each other, as I can't wait to see what our future life holds ahead of us. So welcome to the McGregor clan, firstly. So welcome to the McGregor clan. And je t'aime énormément. Oh, and lastly, as you all know, I like to have the final say. Someone said to me recently, you only get one beautiful big party in your life, and this is ours tonight, with all our beautiful family and friends here. So thank you to my mum and dad. Thank you to Annie and Jean. And please go now and hit the dance floor and enjoy your night, because the party is about to get started.
Ta